You can just open this machine out of the box, pour some beans in there, put some water in, and then put the water filter in there, and you're good to go. Hey folks, Eric from Tokyo Coffee here. We're talking about the Breville Barista Express espresso machine, one of the most popular home espresso machines on the market. Is it worth the money? Recently dropped from $750 down to $700 new, that's US dollars. What does this machine do? The Breville Barista Express is an all-in-one espresso machine designed for home use. It has an integrated grinder, it has an analog pressure gauge, comes with a portafilter, of course, and a steam wand. You also have a little tamper here that is magnetic, which is a really cool design. It is not a boiler-based espresso machine. This has a thermoblock in there using a technology called thermocoil. It heats up in about 30 seconds. So you basically wake up, switch it on, and it's ready to go. You can give it a little bit more time to warm up if you want to get the portafilter basket a little bit warmer, but it is technically ready to go in about 30 seconds. Who is this machine for? This machine is for people who are looking for their first home espresso machine. Also don't want a lot of stuff on their counters. They don't like messy things on their counters. They don't want an espresso machine and a grinder. They want just one thing. It looks really nice. It's got a nice stainless steel plating on there. The machine is definitely made out of plastic, but the stainless steel kind of plates that it put on the front and the sides look really nice. Cup warmer on top. So all in all, well-designed, nice-looking machine. My expectations for this machine were really low. As a barista who's worked in cafes for years and years and years, working on like Cimbali's, La Marzocco's, Simonelli's, I just couldn't imagine how like a home appliance really could match the quality of a cafe. I'm happy to report that this machine, my expectations were way down here. It definitely beat those expectations. I really was happy to see that I could pull great shots on this machine, steam milk pretty well, and yeah, definitely nothing but nice things to say. What does this machine do? You have your grinder on the side here. You got 15 settings. Now, you really only need about 5 of those. They're pretty big jumps in between the settings. So if you're going through a lot of different coffees, you're gonna find that, you're really only gonna need to click 1 or 2 clicks. Of course, it has a portafilter, pretty hefty actually. It's not chintzy at all. You're really getting your money out of this machine. It comes with 4 baskets, regular, double. It comes with a regular single, then it comes with a double-walled version of both of those, so that if you're using older coffee or you're just having trouble dialing in your shots, you can pop a double wall basket in here and you'll be able to pull a shot with crema every time. I've only used the standard double single wall basket and I've had good results. The steam wand itself is designed pretty ergonomically, got a nice bend to it on a ball joint, got a nice little ring here so you don't burn yourself. Pretty low power, so I'd say it takes about 2 to 3 times as much time to steam your milk as it would on a commercial machine. For a beginner, that's kind of nice. You have a lot more time to learn about how to steam your milk. You have a lot more time to kind of learn to stretch it and to bury the wand and to incorporate those bubbles back in. So this is really a machine that if you are looking for a lot of power, you're not going to get it. But if you're a beginner and making cappuccinos, lattes, you might really appreciate that extra time. Nice drip tray here, stainless steel kind of like cover on there, feels very commercial, and it pulls right out to empty. And then behind that you have a little drawer where you can keep your extra baskets and stuff. I don't really like that. A lot of the time it gets kind of wet in there too, so I don't really keep anything in there. But for design purposes, it's pretty cool. I also want to mention that something that all modern Breville machines come with is a PID, a unit that keeps the temperature consistent. It's a huge bonus in the coffee world, and the PID on this machine and most other Brevilles, as far as I know, is adjustable. So on this little guy, you have 4 temperatures you can pick from. You can set up to high for your light roasts and you can set it lower for your dark roasts. That's really worth a lot of money. That's a high-end feature. Usually you get machines that cost over $1,000 on this little guy for $700. Now, so we know the basics of the machine. We know it comes with a portafilter. It also comes with this little tamper that I talked about. You can see, kind of a dorky tamper. I don't really enjoy working with it. I don't really like that it doesn't have a bump on top to make it comfortable in your hand. It's a little small for my big mitts, but it does work. I've used this no problem pulling shots, and I do appreciate that it has a nice little hideaway. You can just open this machine out of the box, pour some beans in there, put some water in, and then put the water filter in there, and you're good to go. And it also comes with this nice little steam pitcher. Definitely not cheap, pretty much feels similar to something I've used in a cafe and works perfectly fine. So it's nice to know that even though this is technically an inexpensive entry-level espresso machine, they're not throwing a lot of cheap accessories at you with this. All right, so let's see it in action. I'm just gonna make this basically more or less the way that I would without using any extra tools. I'm just gonna use what came with the machine. The only thing that I am gonna use is a very inexpensive little scale. You can grab one of these. This is not a coffee scale. This is like a regular little kitchen scale. You can grab one of these for like 25, 30 bucks. That's the ultimate tool I would recommend to go with any coffee setup. You can't eyeball it. You weigh it out every time. This little dial here will adjust your grind amount, and you can either pop this in and just, it's got a little button in the back there, and it's gonna just grind until it reaches whatever this timer tells it to. You could also just hold it in and do it manually. All right, 17.5, that's decent. I'm not gonna use a distribution tool or anything like that. I'm just gonna kind of pretend that this is my first foray into espresso. This is about where it would be. This is a nice medium roast. It comes out of Reanimator Coffee in Philadelphia. Get my little tamper and tamp it down. Okay, seems good. And put that back here. Portafilter goes right into the group right here. Just kind of crank that guy in. Now I'm gonna put my little scale here just so I can see what I'm getting out. The cups are actually pretty warm. The machine's only been on for about 10 minutes. All right, let's see how things run. I really don't start measuring until I see this dial move. Right there. So I got 36 out of there. A little bit more than a 1-to-2 ratio, but I'm sure it's fine. Let's taste it. Remember, I didn't do anything to this that I would do normally if I was trying to go for a perfect shot. I'm just trying to go for the stock experience. So, you know, this is good. This is a good shot. This machine is so forgiving. You know, a lot of the time I'll take out my little tool here to break up the clumps, and I'll make sure that I have exactly 18 grams. Watch the clock and make sure that I'm getting the right time. This, I did none of that. I just kind of eyeballed it. Only thing I did was make sure that I had the right weight. Yeah, dude, surprisingly, yeah, I'm definitely gonna be finishing this. Let's talk about the steaming. This is where the machine kind of loses me, but I think that's because I've owned other machines. I've worked on a lot of other stuff. I don't like how long it takes the steam one to get going. You're in the morning rush and you're making coffee for yourself. Maybe you're making coffee for more than one person. This is a little slow by my standards. Honestly, from the time of pulling your shot, for the 30 seconds it takes for the steam to get going after that, because it does need 30 seconds to warm up. Remember, you pulled your shot, 30 seconds later it should be good to steam. That's a long time to leave a shot of espresso hanging around. And then it steams very slowly, so it's hanging out even longer. Does it still taste fine after I make my cappuccino? Yes, but I would rather not let that espresso cool off so much. This is how I do it because it does eject quite a bit of liquid when you first start it up. I've definitely given it about a minute. It still takes a while after you switch it on to get going. There you can hear it. And there it goes. It's gonna squirt a little bit of water out. Okay, goes, and now I'm gonna turn it off again for a second, turn it back on, and another thing to know is that once you feel the steam pitcher getting warm, it is gonna take a couple seconds to turn off. So you wanna kinda cut it off maybe 3, 4, 5 seconds before you think you're done. All right, well, I mean, it's definitely got a good shine to it. No complaints about the quality of the milk, the way it looks. A little bubblier than I would have wanted. I'm not going for a pro experience here. I want to make something that, you know, anybody making coffee at home with very little experience would be happy with. And so let's see what we can do here. There we go. A little something, you know, not perfect. I would be pretty happy with this. Most importantly, how does it taste? Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, this tastes very good. Cappuccino turned out pretty good. Took about 2 minutes to steam the milk. I don't really love my shots of espresso hanging out that long. but quality of the drink was really good. Who is this machine for? I definitely recommend this machine to a new coffee maker or someone who is doing their first foray into home espresso. Definitely don't recommend this machine to someone who is trying to upgrade a machine or going for the prosumer market. This machine is for someone who wants to make good espresso and good cappuccinos, good lattes, maybe some milk steamers for their kids. That's it. You're not chasing the perfect shot. You're not chasing the dream of always making better coffee. You will be happy with this machine because it's gonna blow those drive-through places out of the water. You're definitely gonna beat a Starbucks with a little practice. It is a home appliance. It is not a pro-level espresso machine. You're gonna get that B+ coffee all the time, and B+ beats 90% of the cafes out there. Not gonna be a little boutique cafe that is, kind of like furrowing their brows and working really, really hard over each single drink they make, but it's definitely gonna be a pleasure to have in your home. $700, you're getting a lot of machine. It is worth every penny. It is a really great entry-level espresso machine. When it was $750, I would always push people towards the Barista Pro. Barista Pro, 3-second heat up time, upgraded steam wand, nice display, that's digital display, so it's easier to program your shot times and keep track of your grind. Also easier to keep track of your temperature. But with $150 extra in your budget, if you did have $850 to spend, you can invest that in a lot of things. You can invest that in a scale. You can get yourself a little WDT tool. You could also get yourself a better tamper. Just a lot of little things that will make your espresso go from medium to good. So yeah, I really think that for your first foray into coffee, this is a perfect machine. Hey folks, I hope that helped you make your decision on the next espresso machine you want to buy. What do you think? Is this the machine for you? Let me know in the comments if you have one, your experiences, if you love it, you hate it, you're looking for an upgrade. You're going to find a link down in the bio to connect with me for a one-on-one free consultation on which home espresso setup is right for you. What is the best machine for your needs and for your budget? Just click on that link, fill out a little survey, and I will get back to you.